Alright, I'm doing my annual servicing of these Western Wideout plows. I have three Ultramount 2 Wideouts. They're all 2015. And then I have an older Ultramount 1. And this one needs quite a bit of work. Rusted through here, and the supports are pretty rusted, so that's going to be a separate project. Today I'm changing the oil and just inspecting the hydraulic lines and all the electrical connections, making sure that all three of these plows are in good working order. Basically, we're going to start, but we're going to stick a block of wood underneath here. We got to drop this. We're going to pull these pins and swing this forward so we can take the main power unit off. And when you do that, the whole plow wants to fall back, so we got to put a block of wood under here. So we're going to do that, and we're going to drain the oil, and yeah, we're going to do all three at the same time. First thing we're going to do, pull the fill plug. These things can really stick on there pretty good. Whoa. Not sure why there's so much fluid in it. Let's come back over here. Drain plug's 11/16. While it's draining, I'm going to pull the cotter pins for these two pins that hold this A control thing off with the lift cylinder. So I'm going to put brand new cotter pins in. Alright, this has a tendency to want to kink. It's like the easiest hose to change. If there's any, we might just change them all anyways this year. They're only like 25 bucks. So I just pulled this off. The top one's usually pretty good. The bottom one, this one's not too bad. They get weather checked. And so I changed these out. So a couple of these plows, we've changed out the bolts. They come with the Torx. The Torx had bolts in them, and they're kind of a pain in the butt. So we've changed them over to hex bolts. Ugh. So the bottom one, See, they're pretty short, like a 1-inch bolt. And I'll probably put new ones in. So the bottom one comes all the way out. And then it just hangs on these two. Leave it just like that for a second. Let's lift this off of here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hang it back up so I can take the reservoir off. There. So there's 4 bolts, screws that hold this reservoir on, and there's a trick to these reservoirs I'll show in a second. Alright, I'm using a 5/16 socket on a 1/4-inch ratchet. These come out pretty easy. I mean, I always put a little bit of never sees on them. It's definitely a good part to have a few spares of too. Easy to lose these. This front corner, the bolt that's in this corner that holds the reservoir on is a little funny. There's so I got it loose. Stubborn. Alright, I'll get it out later. So this reservoir usually comes off fairly easy. Make a liar out of me, huh? Alright, so should be a magnet in it, and can see all the stuff stuck to it. We had kind of a light snowplow year last year, so I mean I've seen it way worse. But so what I was saying is, this corner's funny. I actually had to notch out right here. This bolt right here is in the way of this from dropping down. So I had to do this on all my plows. I took a grinder and I just ground this out so it can just drop in without hitting that. It's a real it's a real pain in the butt to get it in if you don't do that. So I like to take these. I'll wire wheel all these and make sure they're in good condition, and then I'll put a fresh coat of spray paint on them. I'll get all this rust off of here. I'll get these reservoirs pretty nice, and so you can see all the crud on it. Got to be really careful taking these filters off. They're easy to break. Okay, there's our filter. I'll spray it out good with the brake cleaner and the air hose. Sometimes this white piece comes out with it. I'm not sure if it's supposed to or not, but and when you can see the metal filings on it. That's not a good sign. When these go back on, if you push too hard, you crush these things. It's another part to have sitting around as a spare. You know, a lot of this dirt comes in, I think, through the vent. These things gotta have an air gap or a way to vent the air for expansion, and that's how these things get so freaking dirty on the inside. There's that fourth screw. Alright, so I'm going to hit this thing with the brake cleaner, which probably isn't good, I guess. This thing too. When they're clean, you hold it up to the light, you can see right through it. This is fine. Alright, and then there's a big O-ring around the outside of here. Alright, let's get this little... So you got this O-ring. And this one felt pretty loose. I think I want to change it. I don't have any. I'm gonna have to get some. Alright, so the magnet comes out We'll clean that up. Take this thing off here to paint it. Oh, that's really on there. Ooh, boy. Wow. That's fun. So it broke off. I'm gonna have to drill that out. Maybe I'll just be able to jam a screwdriver in it, spin it out. So I'm going to clean all the oil off it and get it ready for paint. If you do this to them every year, they'll last just as long as the plow. Although if you don't clean them up, they rust through in like 3 years. This reservoir actually did rust through. You can see right here. As I was cleaning all this was layers of rust, and I took the wire wheel to it, and you can kind of see that it goes all the way through there. So I'm going to weld that up. That should be alright. Alright. The tactor back up. That's good enough, I think. I'm going to see how much a new one is when I stop at the dealer to get the new. You can see the weld on the inside too. When you hold it up to the light like this, you can see if there's any holes or not. So, I mean, it's on the top. You fill it up with fluid to here. And there's also air coming in and out through the little vent. So I'm really not too worried about that hole. But, so anyways, I'm going to paint these. And tomorrow we'll put them back together. But these plows are 8 years old, and that was the first spot I've had rust through. With my first batch of plows, I had all straight blades. All the reservoirs were they all rusted through. All right. Got my new seal. Okay. I'll put just a little teeny bit of grease. Well, that's not a tiny bit, but just a little bit on that O-ring, because this kind of goes on hard. Not enough to make it all gloopy, just enough that it'll slide on easy. Alright, so I got that on. Got my filter. I cleaned it yesterday. Careful putting these on, sometimes they get smashed. This one's going on hard. Oh, no, there it goes. I have smashed those, putting them back on. Right there. It's really easy to forget to put this magnet back in. I don't know if it's got to go any specific place. It probably makes sense for it to be near the filter. Put it like that. I got my notched out corner here for this bolt. It's in the back. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there, and it kind of makes things a pain in the ass. So you can kind of see these two holes. You can't turn it once it's on there. Let me get my light. Alright, so when I put these screws back in, I put grease on the socket. I kind of suction cup the screw in place. I put this never sees on everything on these plows. It's a lifesaver. Alright, now that should go in fairly easy. There's one. We'll do all four the same way. Whoops. These first two going pretty easy. The other side we gotta wrestle with a little bit. Alright, I'm just gonna go hand snug. Last one. Right. Just snug. Come on. Quit dropping shit. Quit dropping shit. Oh, sidetrack. Alright, so snug these up. You know, it's kind of nice to have a second set of hands for this part. Alright, stay there. This. I didn't get the washers through there. That's the only bad downside to using the hex bolts. There. Okay. After a few years, they get a little crusty. Oh yeah, before we tighten these up, I want to make sure that none of these wires are pinched that run across through here on the inside, which they're not, but I've done that. Oh. This one should line up now. Does that look crooked? It was crooked. That was crooked. How in the hell? I don't know what the fuck's going on there. So these were missing. I don't know how, but they were. I had one spare. They really don't play that crucial of a role, though. This plate's not going anywhere as it's sandwiched in there. This I don't like. That's definitely cross-threaded. Okay. So I got I use this style of funnel. It works pretty good. It fits right inside of it. It actually fits in there too good. And I just buy the generic. It says it's, this says it's good for Western. The only thing I don't like about this, I like it because it's half the price. I don't like it because it's clear. The nice thing about the blue and the red stuff is that when you got a leak, it's easy to find on the snow. So let's see, I fill it all the way up to right here. I'm not sure how many quarts it is. I think it's like 3. But once I get a couple quarts in, I back the funnel out, and I just stop filling when it gets to the top. It's pretty easy. Oh, shoot. I did that on the other one too. Overfilled it. Where's the plug? Not the end of the world, I suppose. Ay, ay, ay. I don't really like wasting the plow fluid. I don't like getting oil all over the floor. I had to get the new breather, they called it. That's the part number. Let's see. That's the part number. $46. $46. Okay. I spray all the electrical components with this stuff. I spray these. And then I got the solenoid down below. Just light. It's pretty good stuff. I spray the batteries on it. I spray everything on the truck side too. These can be kind of a pain in the butt. The skinny one goes on this side. You got a big radius and a small radius. Okay, all the wires gotta be tucked in there nice. Damn. These gotta be behind all of this. Okay. And then we got our wider one with the large radius at the top. Go against the reservoir. This one goes on pretty easy. Okay. I didn't end up buying a new one of these. It's weather checked, but I think it's okay. It's easy enough to change if it breaks later on. Just making sure all my wires are tucked in. Okay. All right. That's it for the oil. Let's put the lift arm back up. Alright, when they're new they come with plastic like washers slash bushing. I gotta take my chains off. They get lost. I like to put new cotter pins in every year. This is the size. It's the size cotter pin I got for it. Alright, there is some grease fittings on these. Most of them, after like one season, they don't even take grease anymore. Let's see. I started using an aerosol grease like this one on all the moving parts. Spray it all over this thing. Down around these. It's actually a good idea to do this when the plow's hooked up and moving. so you can kind of work the grease in. Any place where it pivots, hit it with some grease. There's one up in here, and down here. You know, it's nice to hook it up and just kind of move it around a bit. I'll use some actual grease on this surface, so this slides up and down nice. And then this is all last year's grease. I'll scrape all this off, put new grease on it, and it makes taking the plows on and off a hell of a lot easier.